I remember I have one more thing I want to say to you guys. This came out from the 13th of November, and I did intend to notify you all about it because I've had questions about this with the fishing and non-Caymanians being permitted to fish. So the Cayman Islands government launches public survey on fishing practices, and the Ministry of Health. Now this survey is still going on. This is why I decided to still bring it to your attention, because the survey is still going on by the Ministry of Health, Environment and Sustainability. That falls under Minister Kathy Ebanks Wilkes. And the ministry is inviting residents to take part in a public survey on fishing practices and opinions regarding a proposed policy to limit fishing by non-Caymanians. People, I really need you, if you like me doing these videos, and I know that you do, I need you to watch the video and listen. Because you only start watching the video and then you stop and you start writing all kind of comments and inboxing me and asking questions. When if you just finish listening to the video, you'll get your answer most of the time. I know you will sit down and you will watch gossip. You'll watch all kinds of other videos. I've seen many of you doing it. And you still write me and ask me questions when you could just watch the video. So watch the video. And I'm going to start over. The Ministry of Health, Environment and Sustainability is inviting residents to take part in a public survey on fishing practices and opinions regarding a proposed policy to limit fishing by non-Caymanians. So the survey is for people to give feedback on the proposed policy that the government is considering to limit fishing by non-Caymanians. Because we've had a lot of complaints about non-Caymanians abusing fishing in the Cayman Islands and abusing sea life. Some other cultures come here, and because their countries are bigger and their cultures are different, and they eat some of different things than Caymanians eat, and they have the sea life in more abundance, they feel that they can come here to Cayman and do it too, and it's not so. We have marine parks where our sea life has seasons of when they're open in order to take advantage of fishing and catching that sea life. And so the survey will be open until the 9th of January 2026. Ministry of Health, Environment and Sustainability, together with the Department of Environment, DOE, is conducting the survey to better understand how people fish in the Cayman Islands and how they view any potential changes to regulations. The findings will help inform the drafting of the relevant legislation and identify any potential issues that could affect implementation and enforcement. That means the survey is basically being put out there, and once the information comes back in, the two departments are going to look at it and make some recommendations to Parliament about what they should put into the law and the policies and regulations surrounding fishing, and if they identify any issues that could affect putting that law and that policy into place, or how to conduct enforcement, meaning how to deal with people who do not comply with the rules and the regulations and the laws and the policies, right? The survey is available at publicconsultation.gov.ky or in person at community survey booths that will be set up at key public locations across all three islands on selected Fridays and Saturdays during the survey period. So during the survey period up until January 9th next year, 2026, look at certain locations. I'm going to tell you where those locations are moving forward from today's date, and you can get a copy of the survey starting Fridays and Saturdays, right? So if you go to certain Fosters and those locations, I'm going to tell you where, you should be able to pick up a survey and take part in the survey. Booths will be located at supermarkets across Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, and Cayman Brac. Now today is the 17th of December. So the next survey will be at Hurley's and Foster's. Okay, let me tell you. Friday the 19th of December, this is this coming Friday, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. at Hurley's. So if you're shopping at Hurley's this Friday between 12 to 3, you should be able to pick up a survey. If you are shopping at Foster's Countryside this Friday the 19th between 3 to 6, you should be able to pick up a survey. And then again, January 9th, 12 to 3, Kirk Supermarket, January 9th, 2026. Little Cayman Village Square, January 2026, date and time to be determined. Cayman Brac, January 2026. So, Ministry of Health, Environment and Sustainability, Honorable Kathy Ebanks-Wilkes said the survey reflects the government's commitment to inclusive and community-based policy making. Fishing is a part of Cayman's culture, she says, economy, and way of life. While the ministry works behind the scenes to determine the most effective legislation framework to effect these changes and develop the proposed permitting system, we want to ensure the residents' views are heard and that decisions are guided by accurate information and broad public input. All responses will be kept anonymous and will be used internally. That means within the ministries of Ministry of Health, Health, Environment and Sustainability, and the DOE. All responses will be kept anonymous and will be used internally as an evidence-based to inform legislative changes and implementation. So what they're basically saying, whatever you give us feedback, that will be anonymous and they will be looked at to count towards what they're hoping to accomplish in order to decide about fishing by non-Caymanians. And again, for more information on the survey, including dates and booth locations, you can visit the Ministry of Health, Environment and Sustainability and Department of Environment social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So many of you have written me asking about whether you can fish in the Cayman Islands or not. So this is your chance to give feedback on the survey to say, now that doesn't mean how you feel is going to go into the policies and regulations and legislative changes that the government wants to make. They just want to get a feedback like they did with the immigration bill. So now is your chance to give that feedback and have your say. As long as you're a legal resident in the Cayman Islands, we got illegal people here too. I don't think you want to give any feedback. But if you're a resident here or if you visit here, as a visitor regularly, you can take part in the survey. And this government, the last government was pretty much like that, built on being more transparent as much as possible in the interest of national security. They can't tell you everything. They can't offer, surveys and public consultation for everything. Some things just has to go by the book, and they just have to take the bull by the horn and just make decisions in the best interest of the country. So if many of you understand that, we won't have a problem. Stop making your videos and complaining, but you don't want to leave the Cayman Islands. And for our Caymanians who do complain or cry out for relief, and then when it comes, you're still not happy, remember where you came from before this came into effect. This is being done for you and your children. And this is a type of replenishment, because you know what's happening? The government is giving Caymanians time to catch up and to reproduce so our numbers can go back up. So be thankful for everything that's happening. It may not look so at this point, but I can tell you, it may look a little brighter in the future. Just give it some time. And if it doesn't work, you know what? We go back to the drawing board. That's what the members of parliament are there for, to go back to the drawing board. All right. Thanks for listening again.